All right. Welcome, everybody. This is EMP.Money. This is our daily live AMA and Detonator rollover event. Welcome to all of you. My name is AJ. I'm one of the team leads here, and I'm joined by my co-host with the most, Bull Gates. How are you today?
Good, man. All set up for the fireworks a day early. So
Nice.
let's go.
Yeah, man, no doubt. We used to be that used to be my favorite thing as a kid, doing all the fireworks, and now, with a family, we go somewhere, and watch it rather than doing it ourselves. But yeah, man, we're getting ready for tomorrow, and I don't think I will be around tomorrow. Um, again, I think we're gonna spend some time with the family, so tomorrow's AMA will be postponed, but we'll continue our daily AMAs after tomorrow. So, with that being said. Let's kick things off with our intro song from Defi Proof. Literally, again, it always seems to happen right before we go live on the AMAs, but he sent me a link. DeFi Proof sent me a link with the brand new music video. So we'll probably be debuting that on July 5th. Again, not tomorrow, but the next day, and that'll be our new intro for all these AMAs. So it's pretty spectacular. Appreciate all the hard work from DeFi Proof, and excited to share that with you guys. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump right in. Here it is, EMP by DeFi Proof.
Yo, blame, you mad at
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the boardroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Stacking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the boardroom.
All right, well, there you have it. EMP by DeFi Proof. That song definitely gets me in a good mood. Gets our good vibes going here at EMP as we jump into some updates and some news and some questions. Again, we end with a Detonator rollover event. Detonator is continuing to be an absolute monster, and we've already had some volume today. I can't wait to show you guys that. A pretty big snipe already, so we'll see if that holds up. So. All right. Well, I don't have a lot of alpha today. I just wanted to again give plenty of time for questions. I feel like we've been kind of rushing through the question section of the AMA, but that's also a good thing. That means that if we haven't had a ton of questions, it means we're covering a lot of the things that people want to hear about. So, yeah. Again, Bull, I know you have a specific way of taking questions, right? If people want to raise their hand and then put them in a queue, can you give us some guidance on that? Go ahead.
Yeah. If you don't raise your hand, you're never going to get your question answered. No, and I'm going to put you in timeout. No, just kidding. Uh, if you have a question, obviously raise your hand. If you have your hand raised, I will message you to let you know who you will be speaking after. I'll unmute you at said time. And yeah, so just usually AJ does his update or news section and or alpha or partnerships, all that gravy stuff. It sounds like he doesn't have much of that today. I think he's maybe slacking off, getting ready for that fireworks show tomorrow.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that's okay. That's okay, man.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro, and we are. I mean, again, there was a really big meeting today, through again the team. We have some really big plans that, again, there's plenty of alpha, but the alpha that I can share and the alpha that I can't are two different things. But yeah, today will be an easy day. We'll make it more conversational today, and then we'll hit it hard next week as we try to again continue to recover peg. I guess that's a bit of news. So peg is looking good. I mean, over the last 24 hours, we've gained about 0.05 in peg. So we should be back to zero point 0.9 in no time. Hopefully by today or tomorrow. And then after that, I think people will start having a little more confidence in ETH in the market overall, and we could see peg recovery extremely fast after that. So again, not financial advice, but looking really healthy. And yeah, I mean, it could take a week, it could take another 2 or 3 weeks, but that's okay. I mean, peg isn't the end all be all. It's just a great way for us to continue building and making great things happen. So, Bull, you want to add to that?
Yep, of course. Uh, so we do get that question a lot, right? When peg recovery, etc. But just remember, the peg is the peg wave. In case anybody's forgotten, when waves go up, waves go down. Sometimes they'll be above, sometimes they'll be below. There's nothing wrong with that. Those things are totally normal, totally expected to happen. That is a natural cycle of how things go up and down. And the real good point here is though that when there is a downtime, and if you were a person who was allocated poorly or heavily into the boardroom, you have to reevaluate your strategy now because the boardroom is off. And so you have a few options in front of you. You could sell some of your e-shares and get into the EMP ETH LP. You could go into eShares BNB. You could learn some stuff that you didn't know prior. There's a lot of tools here to learn. And so downtime doesn't mean, taking it easy time, sitting on your butt, sleeping out in your hammock. I mean, those are all good things in the summer, in the spring, whenever you like to get outside, that's all great. But in the downtimes when there's crypto winter, this is the kind of the time to hunker down, the time to really kind of fortify your positions, both financially and in education wise and emotionally, right? Because the people that make it through these tough times right now are the people that are going to come out on the other side with a lot more. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm referring to knowledge and friendships and all the good stuff that goes along with putting in hard work and always showing up to do that. So prepare yourself, just do those things because as AJ said, the peg might be 1 week, might be 2 weeks, might be 3 weeks. But the good thing is that when we work for something and we accomplish the goal, we feel a lot more fulfilled doing that. And it doesn't matter what the market does as a whole. I know your dollar value might look lower, but the goal here is to increase like your LPs, right? And we all know that ETH, whatever, tomato, it's going to go up at some point in the future. So if you're a long-term farmer, and I think the vast majority of people here are, just worry about how many seeds and how big your farms, how much land you're accumulating, how your farms are producing, and if those LPs are growing. And just look at if you just had that land, i.e. Ethereum sitting in your wallet, what it would be doing. And I know AJ gave a good example of somebody yesterday in Discord talking about that had they just been sitting in Ethereum, they would have lost over 80% of their value. They're down like 40% or 30% since they've joined EMP. But had they done nothing and just kind of sat on their hands, they would be down 80 plus percent. And the point here is that you can hodl, you can do any of those things, and those are fine. But if you can do something right now, like learn, earn, make friends, all the good things that come with being in crypto that give you the power to, empower yourself, EMP empower yourself, right? These are all good things, but they all take time to do. And then the thing is, right now, um, this is the time to do all those things, the time to learn, the time to earn, the time to make friends, all the good stuff that goes along with being in crypto, because the harder you work right now, the better off you're going to be whenever crypto spring shows up, and when crypto summer shows up, everybody, you're going to be dancing on the ceiling.
Awesome, Bull. Yeah, bro, absolutely. And again, I mean, we preach about it a lot that again, it's about setting yourself up now. Um, I know a lot of you, this is your first crypto project. You're not used to bear markets or, things are going down 80, 90%. But it's happened over the last few weeks. It's happened, 4 or 5 times in the history of Bitcoin. And again, the crypto cycle. So it is scary, but together, and that's another beautiful part about our community is that we can support each other during these uncertain times so that we can make it through. We don't get emotional. We don't sell it at the bottom and lock in all of our losses. We have a level head and again continue to stack now while the market's low because the gains are going to be exponential when things finally recover. So, and we're seeing it already. I mean, like I said, we could see another Judas candle or, another 20, 30% drop in a day. But we're a lot closer to the bottom than the top. So, again, the next month or two is going to be a little uncertain still, but hopefully by the end of the year, we're all in a very, very happy and healthy position. So, all right. Do we have any questions, Bull, or anybody from the Army want to add anything to that?
We do not have any questions at the moment.
All right, no worries. I know LA. I'm really good at putting her on the spot. LA, are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome. How are you today?
I'm good.
Awesome, good deal. So I know you're working on a few Medium articles, and I know that our samples for the new merch, I think they shipped today. Again, or will ship. It's a holiday weekend, so I think they're shipping on what would be Tuesday here in America. But yeah, any updates on that? Go ahead.
Well, that's exciting. Well, you know more about that on your end in regards to when they're going to arrive,
For
but
sure.
we're working hard on that behind the scenes, and we're just going to put the finishing touches on stuff once it arrives to his house, and he can check out the quality, make sure it's top notch. And as soon as we can confirm that, we're going to just put those last little 5% finishing touches on stuff so we can get it launched as soon as possible, because we know you guys are super pumped and anxious just as much as we are to get it relaunched and get your hands on all the new stuff, especially ready for summer. And yeah, I've got another Medium article I'm planning to put out this coming week after the US holiday, and I'm excited for that one as well. So that's kind of all I've got for you today, not too much.
All right, no worries. I appreciate it, LA. That was good. I know, again, we're wrapping everything up at the end of the week, some loose ends, but that's good. That's exciting. And yeah, I'll let everybody know once we get a better idea of um, when we're able to open the merch again. We just want to make sure that the embroidery is on point for our new hats. I know all of you have been requesting hats, and we even have some summer specific merch as well as some surprises that we don't want to spoil. So yeah, merch is coming back sooner than later. So, all right, awesome. Who else? I know Joe. Are you available? That's another one I'm gonna put on the spot. Joe, PV Trader.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Hey,
What's
brother.
up?
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good today. Today is my wife's birthday. She's obviously an adult now, but when she was a kid, she thought the fireworks were for her birthday. So
Nice. I love
we
it.
make it a tradition to go see fireworks. July 3rd, we light fireworks. So tonight's good because the holiday will fall in place where most people would do fireworks tonight.
Perfect. That's hilarious. As a kid, I'm sure. Yeah, that's they thought the fireworks were for her birthday. That's hilarious. So yeah, all right, cool. And I know you've been helping a lot. I got a few messages in the army and in main chat about people you're going above and beyond. So I wanted to just thank you again publicly for all you're doing. And I know that a lot of it had to do with special or not special, but the proper allocations. So again, if anybody has questions, I'm sure Joe would be happy to answer or help. There's a full breakdown in Discord as well on how to allocate 5,000 or 12,000. But even if you have less than that, the percentages apply. So yeah, you've been busy, right, Joe? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and happy to do so. My friend there, I think it was last week that put in 12,000, and I broke that down like you said. Yeah, that's working out really nicely. He's getting the same amount in dollar value of E shares that he converts into ETH, and then the nodes are putting out the equivalent dollar value. So that's a nice way to turn the nodes into a personal boardroom, as I call it. So now that we're not printing, nodes integrate really nicely to give you that EMP so that you can make LPs faster than straight farming. Nothing wrong with farming, but this is a little technique if you are doing nodes and how to do it responsibly, is to match the emissions from your farms to what you're getting in the nodes. And it's just nice when you have a balance and see it working. So he's got roughly 261 LPs in the farms right now. And so the farms are paying that 0.17 a day. So he's getting roughly $15 a day in nodes and $15 a day in the farms. And then he makes LPs with those and then sticks those into Magic with some other extra EMP that he has in there, LPs, so that he's just kind of growing that on autopilot and it keeps his farms in balance. Nothing wrong with doing the 80-20 because then you have extra E shares. And of course, having more E shares, which is our profit token, is never a bad problem. If you do that strategy, it gives you extra E shares that you can convert into more BNB if you got to top off your gas, or you can pull some profits and save that up to maybe buy some dips. And of course, you could just save them if you're bullish on E shares. And then finally, you can just zap the extra E shares directly into LP. So E shares in the farms give you a lot of options. It's just a matter of long-term versus short-term goals. But yeah, that strategy is working out really nice. And I call it the balance strategy using nodes as your personal boardroom printer.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely, Joe. And again, that's the beauty of the ecosystem. There's no, I mean, that there is a right way to play it in the fact that you want to be heavily rated in farms no matter what, but there's a lot of nuance, in different strategies as well. So again, depending on, what kind of investor you are, more hands-on, more hands-off, we have options for everybody, and that's the power of EMP. Again, not only is there 9 or 10 ways to earn in the protocol, but there's also about 7 or 8 different ways of allocating, or really endless ways of allocating in those different strategies as well. So awesome, man. Well, again, I appreciate all the help behind the scenes. I did want to give a little more alpha. I did remember. Sorry, I've been all over the place today, so a little bit distracted. But James Pelton released a video yesterday where he's taking about 5 or 6 of his top projects and investing $250 into each protocol, and we'll be tracking the gains over the next few months to see who comes out on top and who is able to produce the most yield for him. So I have a really good feeling that EMP will be at the top of that because we're one of the only protocols that has exposure to ETH. Well, we are the only protocol that has exposure to ETH, but we're one of the only protocols, period, that has exposure to a different asset, meaning you're just not relying on the underlying asset going up in price to benefit. So it could be a really great thing if ETH recovers. We would have that competition in the bag, which is why, again, EMP is so powerful because we see that exposure. It is a double-edged sword because, again, with the market crash, I know a lot of people may be still down on their positions, but uh, um, as long as you have a long-term mindset and can be patient, and then once the market recovers, it's an exponential growth after that. So, all right, cool. Bull, I think we have a question in YouTube. Let me read that, and then if there's anybody
Can
else in the queue. Oh, go ahead, LA.
can I just hop on for one more sec? I
Yeah,
just forgot one thing.
yeah, please.
I just wanted to make an announcement on behalf of Marios because he's in Europe right now. It's a little late in his house to speak up, but Marios, one of our amazing Army members, did such an awesome job of launching our new EMP Facebook page. And so there's a pinned announcement in our group um, that went up today. So if everyone could please hop on there and follow our new Facebook page. There's a post up there that we need to show some love with some likes and comments, but let's get a lot of traffic driven over there. And just remember that every single one of these social channels that we support has the potential to bring new investors and new community members through those doors that can help our protocol significantly. So let's go and support that. He worked really hard on it. And so everyone show Mario some love in the group. And he did such a kick-ass job with it.
Yes, absolutely, LA. Thank you so much for bringing that up. It was actually on my notes and I completely glossed over it. So yeah, we teased it a little bit on the AMA 2 days ago that he was developing it, and now it is alive. So yeah, and again, I know like it or not, no Facebook. That's where all the boomers are, yada yada. But it's anything that can help get EMP in front of a different audience or a new set of eyeballs is a major win for all of us. And speaking of boomers and people that may not really understand the ecosystem as well, we have a lot of really interesting ideas that we're brainstorming on behind the scenes to really help EMP even be a little bit less complicated to those newcomers that may want to get involved in EMP, but again, maybe don't necessarily know how. Even with the academy and all of our resources, it can be very overwhelming. And so we're always trying to come up with ideas to lower the barrier of entry into EMP, and that's got me really excited. Again, I wish I could tell all of you more info on that, but this is going to play really well into our growth over the next few months by launching additional ways to get involved in EMP that again have a lot lower barrier of entry. So awesome. Well, yeah, thanks, LA. And one last thing, real fast, LA. We're also giving a lot more attention to our Instagram account. Correct? I saw you post a bunch of great stuff over there. So
For sure. Yeah, we are on a mission to boost our social engagement organically over this next month. I have some huge goals for us right now to just massively explode our social channels, all of them just with huge organic engagement from our community so that we can start reaching a lot of people outside of our community and bring them in. Because we have this amazing thing inside EMP. It's like the equivalent of bringing people in and giving them a nice warm hug. Like it is, we have such an amazing positive energy that people need in their lives because outside of this, there's so much negativity in the world, but we have this amazing positive energy that just feels good to be in here. And so we want to like draw them in. So if we can explode all these social channels with tons of positive comments and positive energy, we're going to bring the exact right type of people into our protocol that we want to spend time with. And so that's our mission over the next month. Just explode these social channels with tons of positive organic engagement.
awesome. That gets me bullish, LA. I love it. So right on. And yeah, we're working really hard on a lot of stuff and really, outside the box thinking as well. I know, YouTube is really, the king of crypto coverage, and with this last market correction and about more than $1 trillion leaving cryptocurrency, you see a lot of fair weather crypto coverage that they've moved on to the next shiny thing. So we really want to look at other ways of getting the word out there without solely relying on YouTube and more traditional um, ways of advertising. I mean, PooCoin ads, Dex tools, I mean, all that has kind of dried up. So we really want to focus on other ways and, like I said, more organic ways, because if we can scale organically, then that's not an advertising expense. So again, the treasury is still really healthy, and we have funds to pay for whatever we need to. But in any business, if you can cut expenses, the business becomes that much more profitable, and that, let's say mean and lean. So we want to keep it very mean and lean for sure. So all right, I have one question on YouTube. It says, peg question here. If ETH goes to all-time high, can you explain the mechanism that keeps EMP on peg, especially if ETH recovers as criticism went down? Um, how would EMP keep up? So, yeah, that's an amazing question. We have a few specific videos on peg specifically, but I'm happy to go over it again. So, the short answer is, because we have massive liquidity and the way that automated market makers work, AMM, an automated market maker is how decentralized exchanges fill orders. So typically on centralized exchanges, and what traditional finance is used to, are order books. And so there has to be, a buy wall and a sell wall. And so, that's called, that's what makes the market. And so you sell into it or you buy into it. But with decentralized exchanges, um, all of that happens automatically. So you pair up your EMP, half EMP, half Ethereum, and that's what we call our LP tokens. And LP stands for liquidity provider, and that means that you're providing liquidity to the exchanges. So because of that, automated market makers always try to maintain balance. So it's a mathematical ratio that keeps the pool even. So if ETH goes up, it's automatically going to drag EMP up with it, because of the way, again, the math works out in automated market makers, and because we have such massive liquidity with the protocol overall. Now, as far as that goes with how it affects PEG, yeah, if we shoot up really fast, if ETH shoots up really fast, we do drift away from PEG a little bit, which means, the PEG would go down, but really it's very minute compared to buying and selling. So the number one thing that affects PEG is the amount of buys and sells on EMP itself. So that has a much bigger effect on PEG, and that's why, again, we advocate so hard on not selling EMP below PEG, because it further drives down the PEG. So the idea is that, again, you want more buying pressure on EMP, and with that, it helps the PEG get higher and higher and higher. So yeah, the price ratio of ETH and EMP has a lot less to do with PEG than actual buying and selling volume. So does that explain it, Bull? You want to add to that? Go ahead, bro.
No, that's perfect, right? Uh, it's strictly really buying EMP or selling EMP, and it's why it's said it's really doesn't matter what happens in the market as a whole. If ETH goes up or goes down, when we say you are in control of the ecosystem, you really are. It's really all about that EMP selling or EMP buying that drives us above or below peg. That's it.
For sure. And one more thing in regards to that too. So I mentioned it a few times, but it's worth reiterating. So, I'm not really a chart guy to begin with. Um, but that being said, trying to chart an algorithmic token is actually very, very misleading. So, because we are pegged to ETH, our peg or our chart, the EMP chart, basically mirrors the ETH chart. And there is some fluctuation there. Again, if we fall below peg, then EMP is trading at a slight discount compared to ETH. But if you overlay the EMP chart and the ETH chart, they are almost identical. And um, the reason I bring that up is that there could be a giant red candle or a giant green candle on the chart, and that doesn't necessarily reflect the buying and selling volume. So it's very different. A lot of charts, again, well, most charts reflect, again, a green candle would mean there's more buying from a volume standpoint, and vice versa. If there's a red candle, that means there's more selling. Um, but with algorithmic projects, um, there is that artifact in the chart that, again, if the volume was zero, if nobody was buying and selling anything for an hour, which is very rare, but just hypothetically speaking, and we saw a big pump in ETH, we would see the chart going up, even though there was no volume. So that's just something again to make sure you understand, um, and plays into our mission of making you a better DeFi user, and not being misled by what the chart may or may not say. So and so yeah, I mean, and again, if you're gonna day trade EMP, you're much better off day trading ETH because um, the price action is essentially the same, and you're not hurting the protocol by buying and selling EMP. So, does that make sense, Bull?
Yeah, 100%. And because EMP is pegged to ETH, right now ETH is at a 12% discount when you're buying EMP. And the big bonus of that is you're getting ETH at a 12% discount and then pushing us closer to regaining peg, which is going to boost up the price of your eShare. So do yourself a favor and really kind of wrap your head around that because to buy something at a discount to benefit you, it's kind of double dipping, so to speak.
So true, Bull. And again, that's an amazing point that I don't think we talk about enough, just because I don't want it to come across as, shilling or ulterior motives. Um, but just based on the math alone, what Bull just said is so fundamentally important that if more people would understand what Bull just said, we would barely ever be below peg. And so we say it a lot that EMP is fractionalized Ethereum, um, and we can actually say that because we have over $10 million in liquidity. Um, if we had $1 million in liquidity, or even $2 million in liquidity, um, if we saw a large buy or sell on EMP, it would fluctuate the price dramatically, and really, so then you get into a situation where um, it's not really fractionalized because the swing is so high entering and exiting. So with us though, because we have that giant liquidity pool, it really is acting as fractional ETH because you can buy in or sell without moving the peg that much. And so on top of that, we have again about 5,000 ETH backing up the EMP price. So um, if more people understood that buying EMP below peg is essentially buying Ethereum at a discount, we would never ever be below peg. Um, and again, I mean, that would be, to say it differently, like if somebody said, would you like to buy ETH at a 10% discount? I mean, that's a no-brainer. But people just kind of have that light bulb moment has not happened for them yet. So when we're below peg, I'm always accumulating EMP on my own. Um, and again, I mean, we said the Treasury would step in and do buybacks if it needed to on the AMA 2 days ago. But really, we really want this to happen organically. because if and when we recover PEG organically, it's just going to be the ultimate comeback story of our protocol and instill way more confidence in what we're doing, on top of keeping the treasury from having to spend unnecessarily. And again, a lot of other protocols are going broke trying to do buybacks, and we do not want to get ourselves in that situation. So everything is looking really strong. And yeah, Bull, really good point, brother. You want to add any more?
Yeah, just one thing. I mean, I think it might be lost on people, but I'll just say it again. So, buying EMP is like buying ETH at a 12% discount right now. But when that goes back to PEG, let's just say 1.0 or let's say 1.01, that's a 13% increase on your buy right there. But the benefit of that is if you were to look at this just as in a bigger picture, if somebody says, "Hey, would you like to buy ETH at a 12% discount?" And if you do, you can stake it here and then earn on it, and you'd be like, "What? Of course, I would." The reality is I don't think there's enough people in crypto that have been exposed to DeFi to understand what's going on in DeFi right now, or has been for the last 2 or 3 years. Is that instead of sitting on your blue chip, twiddling your thumbs, doing nothing, you could put it to work for you. And here, because EMP is fractionalized ETH, because exactly like AJ said, the deep liquidity pool, why it's always talked about, um, you know, buying ETH right now, it's a 12% discount. And once it gets to, recovers at 101, you're also going to be earning on it, in the boardroom. But in the meantime, buying that EMP at that 12% discount, you can put it in the farm and put it to work for you day after day after day until PEG is recovered. And when PEG is recovered, and I don't say if, I'm saying when PEG is recovered organically, it will be, even more profitable. You're going to get your 13, 14 for 15% increase from buying it at a 12% discount right now. You're going to be farming in the meantime. You're going to be farming those E-shares. And then when you can stick those E-shares in the boardroom, when the boardroom kicks on, it is like super powered ETH, if you ask me. And anybody that's sitting on the sidelines, watching their dollar value evaporate with ETH, is either, they're kind of asleep at the wheel, so to speak. And I'll just tell you personally, I've told a number of young guys at the gym about this, and a number of young guys have jumped into this because they saw it. They said, "Oh, shit, you're right. I never knew about anything like this." I've had my stuff over on Voyager or Celsius or Coinbase, and they've come over here and they've deposited into the EMP ETH LP, and they farmed E-shares. None of them bought, as far as I know. They all farmed them, and so they're like, "Oh my God, I thank you so much. I would be losing every single day in my position, on these other big platforms, but because they're exposed to EMP." They're earning daily yield. And sure, yes, your dollar value is going down. But big deal. You are earning right now and you are mitigating that loss. And what you are doing is building towards the future when ETH does recover, not when it, if, when it does. This is all going to blast through the roof, and we're going to take Meebo's helicopter to space, or space helicopter to the moon. And this is going to be, I would tell you it's the number one DeFi platform right now, but I don't want to throw shade at anybody. But when ETH recovers, this is going to go through the moon, and then there's probably going to be 20,000 users here like instantly. They're going to flock here because they'll be like, "Oh my God, you guys made what? You guys and gals made what?" So they're all going to fly over here, and everybody here is going to have a cheap in because the LP is cheap. You put your ETH to work. Instead of sitting on the sidelines waiting, when is this going to happen? When is the market going to recover? You decided to say, well, F it. Let's do this thing right now. Let's figure out what I need to do and stop losing money today, like right now.
Hell yeah, Bull. I'm hyped, bro. That was awesome. And it's 100% true. I mean, we talked about it again last week with all the Celsius and the Voyager debacles. There's this underlined, misconception that those protocols are safer. Again, you think, well, they're a giant company. Like, I'll let them be a custodian of my crypto. I mean, what could happen, right? Well, we saw what could happen, and that's when these companies go bankrupt. They pause withdrawals, and you're screwed. I mean, that third party risk is really, really detrimental. And unfortunately, again, people that are new to crypto are used to the traditional world, and they think, a bank is a safe place to have your money. So they want to just have their, coins on Coinbase or again, Celsius or Voyager. And I mean, they were offering ridiculous returns, like, I think maybe like what, 10% return a year. I mean, Jesus, we can get a 10% return in EMP in like a week. So, and again, I mean, DeFi is risky. I really don't want this to come across as no risk, because it's not. And anybody that tells you it is lying to you. That's just what you have to do and be prepared for in the space. But unfortunately, we've seen, that custodial accounts are just as high risk as DeFi. And for me, again, personally speaking, I'd much rather have that choice. I mean, I'd rather own my coins. I'd rather have them in, my MetaMask. And and that's the other beauty of crypto. There is nobody telling you you can't move your coins or sell them or add more. I mean, so again, I hope that makes sense. Bull, I think you and I are on the same page, and I hope everybody else listening educates themselves on that for sure.
Yeah. And something even more at the core of this is that, do you want to give your assets to another entity to play with as they see fit? Now they're going to take it off their platform where they have the control and give that control to somebody else. So you have lent it to somebody else who is lending it to another person, and they're only going to give you a small percentage of the profit. If that sounds similar to the banks of today, ding, 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 you're right. It sounds exactly like that. Or do you want to control your keys, own an economy, and build wealth for yourself? Now, of course, we're building it for each other, with each other. But the reality is, we know everything that's happening in this ecosystem because we're building it. You don't know jack shit about what's going on at Celsius, Voyager, Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, any of those things. All of those decisions are behind a wall that you'll never see. Here, you're involved in the decision making because you own the liquidity. You can take it out anytime you want. And that is at the core much more important than you giving it to somebody who's going to give it to another person, who's going to take it off a platform and put it God knows where. And that's the problem. Because they're big, they look like they're safe. Just like a bank looks like it's safe because it's made of steel and glass and brick and stone. It looks like it's safe. It's not safe. You put your money in the bank and inflation evaporates it. And you're getting nothing at a bank. You're getting nothing for your risk. All of these things are negative, or they are very high risk because you're putting it somewhere else to give it to somebody else so they can make all the benefit and they can give you scraps. I'm sorry, if I sound harsh, but the reality is I would rather take a chance to build it myself. And if I fail, I fail. But I am never going to give my money to somebody else so that they can fail, but they can take all the profit and I take all the risk. That is 100% horseshit. If you have the opportunity to build something yourself, to be part owner, to have your hands in the dirt, that is the future, and that is the future of crypto. So just wait and see, and come back in a year or 2 years and tell me if I'm wrong.
I love it. That's amazing, Bull. LA, we're gonna have to clip that little speech from Bull. I love it. You're getting fired up, Bull. That's the kind of Bull Gates I like, man. And it's true. I mean, you and I have been around the block, so we know. But I think a lot of people getting into DeFi now, and crypto in general, don't understand how important the fact that you have to own your keys. Again, the saying is, not your keys, not your crypto. And again, I mean, use MetaMask, use a hardware wallet, or use Trust Wallet, use something that where you actually own your keys. And we could talk about this all day, but I'm happy to answer any specific questions with it. But again, do some research on your own, and if you're here at EMP, you already know how to use MetaMask, and so you're ahead of the game. I mean, even that. I mean, I said it a few AMAs ago. It's like we're the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. The vast majority of crypto users. I mean, they buy and they hold their crypto on Coinbase, and just hope that they can come back in a year and have the price go up. So we're leaps and bounds ahead of that, and it's really the future of finance. Again, is here in DeFi, and like Bull said, once people start seeing the results that we've been preaching about for months, and if you were here before the market crash, you know the kind of yields that you were getting. Word is going to spread like wildfire, as we are best in class to earn under ETH. Again, without any of the mainnet fees or anything else. And one last thing too, and then Bull, I'll let you say one more, and I have a few more questions here. But Bull made a great point about how the funds do not leave the ecosystem. So again, when you're in Celsius or Voyager or whatever, they take your crypto, they loan it out. With or without your permission. I'm sure it's in, their bylaws or whatever, but nobody reads that anyway. I mean, the same bylaws say that if they declare bankruptcy, you're fucked anyway. So, but my point is that all the funds in EMP are either user-provided liquidity, which means you can withdraw it at any time. You own that liquidity. If it's in Detonator, that's protocol-owned liquidity, but you can see the pool balance on chain. We're not doing anything with that behind the scenes. And even the ETH staking contract, all the ETH that was submitted, that is still in that contract on the platform. So we're not, using that ETH to then lend out and then hope to God, that we can pay it back. I mean, had we done that, and been shady about it, there would have been no way that we would have been able to pay back the ETH staking contract, because the market completely died. But because we're conservative, because we're as risk adverse as possible, because we're responsible as a protocol development team, I mean, we're well on our way to being solvent on that ETH staking contract, and that's a testament to the protocol, because again, the market's down 80%. Had we just held that ETH and not done anything with it and used the protocol to earn, we would all be screwed. So again, I just want I bring up all that because I like to talk in facts and give hard examples, and that's as about as hard of an example as it gets. So yeah, go ahead, Bull.
Yeah, it's right there in black and white, right on the blockchain. There's a reason why, this protocol holds or is number 22 in ETH holdings. And do yourself a favor and look at all of the wallets that are ahead of this. A number of them are just straight Binance wallets, Pancake Swap, humongous entities on the Binance Smart Chain. And do you think lending like I said, like I was just ranting about a second ago, if anyone thinks that the future is taking somebody's money and lending it to other people so that they can put it in other places, they're wrong. Um, it, it, that is not the way. The way is to build it on your ecosystem, with your farm, with your community, day by day by day. It's not to just lend it out and figure do some fancy calculations and figure out like what's the exposure to risk on this platform, et cetera. What's my liquidation rate? I'll tell you. Here's the problem. When there's one person good with math, there's 1,000 that are better at it. And somebody with a nefarious intent will use math to break math and break a platform and break protocols that look really, really good, just like Luna. But lending it and throwing it in different places where you don't know where it isn't the way. This right here, what we're doing right now, what we've been doing here for the last 4 or 5 months, all of us, this is the way. Come back and tell me like in a year or two if I'm wrong, and then you can say I told you so. I'm not going to tell you I told you so, but if I'm wrong, you can tell me that.
Perfect. Yeah, well, no doubt. So, all right, I have a few questions here before we get into Detonator. Again, we picked up speed. This AMA started off a little bit slow, but this has been one of our best ones yet. The last 20 minutes. I mean, again, for those of you maybe joining us late, please go back and rewatch some of the old AMAs. You'll hear a lot of hidden gems. And yeah, it helps our protocol. I mean, it helps our user count and the algorithm to get more eyeballs on YouTube as well. I'm gonna go ahead and chill really fast too. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Hit the bell notification icon and check out our description. For some of our affiliate links as well. We have a link to a ledger that, again, you get 10% off, and EMP gets a 10% bonus as well. So, all right, I'm going to go through these last few questions pretty fast here. Could there be a farm for ESHARE-EBOND? Maybe add more incentive to buy EBOND. So, yeah, and that kind of plays into another question after this that asks about single staking pools. So, really, the reason that we have the LP farms that we do, is that the point is that we want to incentivize liquidity providers and incentivize people to do what helps the protocol. So, rewarding, bond holders or, they're already getting an incentive for buying bonds. Again, the risk that you take with bonds is they're not very liquid. But like Bull said, if you're buying bonds at a discount, meaning EMP at zero point 0.8 or 0.88 or whatever, you're getting the exposure of EMP coming back to PEG. So not only are you earning say 10% or 12% on your money, but then if you hold bonds long enough, while we're above PEG, you can redeem at even a larger bonus. So bonds are already inherently incentivized without adding, another farm or another pool. Now, we do have some ideas on how to maybe add a little more liquidity to bonds, where maybe you'd be able to swap them for other assets in the protocol. But we want to also be really careful with that because, the point of bonds is to help us recover PEG. And so, even if even if we offer a penalty for selling bonds, that really kind of defeats the purpose of holding bonds until overpeg. And bonds are really a badge of honor in the protocol. If you are a bond owner, that means that you're doing everything you can to help the protocol recover. And again, I mean, we never incentivize going all in on any one particular part of the protocol. But having a mix of bonds and nodes, and obviously farming, is really what you want to be focused on. So, all right, I think that was it. Bull, did you see any other questions? I gotta skim through here.
There's a few other questions, but if possible, could we get to him after the rollover since you won't be here tomorrow?
Yes, for sure. So, all right, let me pull up the rollover, and in the meantime, I think we have Hot Llama too. You want to go ahead and Hot Llama while I pull up our detonator? Go ahead, brother.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Can you hear me? Yeah. Hey, good to hear you guys. I've been traveling since Tuesday, and I just got back in town, and I jumped on, and it looks like I may have missed my chance to apply for the VIP. Look like it came and went. It looks like so.
Yeah, did
Uh,
you? That's a good point, Hot Llama. We had it up for 48 hours. But shoot me a message, bro. If any of you are on the AMA, again, that means that you're showing up. And if you didn't have a chance to submit, you can definitely reach out to me, and I'll have you submit to Charlie directly. So yeah, shoot me a message
yeah,
for
I
sure.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry I haven't been here this week, but been went to New York to visit my son, traveling with my family, so it was just one of those weeks. So
Yeah, no worries, brother. Yeah. Any other loose ends or questions, comments? Go ahead.
no, nothing. I mean, I've been able to get in and do my compounding a little bit here and there. Just haven't been able to get into the telegrams, but always love coming back here and hearing the voices. And I joined today. We just got back a while ago, and I joined just Bull just when you were sort of going on, man, about the banks and everything. And I was like, damn, Bull, go! This is awesome. I
Yeah,
try
I
explaining
only go
it.
off like that about once a month, so
Well, yeah,
you
like
caught it.
I love it. I'm going to go back and listen to it all because, try to answer that question for folks like my wife. Like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, the banks aren't safe. The American dollar is depreciated like 30% in the last 6 months. Haven't you seen it? Like your money's not safe necessarily where you think it is. And anyway, and they're all making money on your money and you're taking all the risk. Great points, by the way. Just loved it. I love jumping in just on that. I'm going to go back and listen to the whole thing, man. Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome, Hot Llama.
Good
Yeah,
to have you back.
brother. Yeah, happy to have you back, bro.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so here we go. Here is Detonator, our shining light, again, continuing to be just so powerful. We've seen a 111 snipe already. Some great volume in the contract today, as we progress. Right now the full balance is 82,000. 54 LP. That's $2.723 million. And that's with, again, ETH still being very suppressed compared to where we were. And I did see a question on YouTube, and that kind of plays into it, about your max payout and your potential earnings. Remember that because we contract, the contract conducts in LP, you have that price exposure to ETH. So if you bought into Detonator, maybe a few weeks ago while ETH was a lot higher, you may be seeing a smaller dollar value. But remember, once ETH recovers and goes back up, you're going to see an exponential growth on the dollar value. That's why we always try to recommend to focus on your actual LP number rather than the dollar value, because it's not only is it a lot more liberating that you don't have to worry about dollar values, you can just worry about accumulating more and more LP, but in the long run, that will translate into way more profit in terms of dollar value. Because again, when ETH recovers, you get that price appreciation on top of compounding, while LP is so cheap. So again, I mean, LP, the price for one LP token is about 30 or 35 bucks. Today, it's been as high as 135 bucks. So you're able to get into Detonator at a massive discount. And again, I mean, those that have been around, even the ones that bought the top, at $3,000 ETH, because of the power of compounding, a lot of them are still in profit, even with a giant market correction like we've seen. So, yeah, hopefully that helps. All right, again, a Detonator is a daily ROI contract. You deposit your LP tokens, you get 365% of that back over time. The 365 is an ROI, not an APR. A lot of people get confused on that. We do not guarantee 1% a day. APR and ROI are very different. But that being said, it fluctuates anywhere from about 0.6 uh, up to about 0.8 or 9 daily anyway, and that just depends on how much volume enters the contract because you also get instant rewards. So your daily burst was what we call the actual minimum amount of LP that you get back every day. But you could see a much larger amount coming back to you if we have, 1,000 LP snipes in the last few minutes. So again, and the UI, a lot of people don't understand. The UI already accounts for any of the claim taxes. So if you compound, you're actually getting a 20% bonus rather than, again, the reason we did that is that, again, we want the UI to be the most conservative. And that way, if somebody claims and sees it be 20% less than what it shows on the UI, that can create a lot of FUD. So hopefully that helps explain that. We also give away 1% of our overall pool every single day to the largest depositor. Again, I call those our snipers. And right now, the largest deposit is 111 LP. We'll see what takes it home. Yesterday, we had a bunch of snipes and lower increments. But the winner was only about 400 LP, so good for them. I say only. The day before that, somebody won with about 90 LP, I think. So, but then we've also had snipes of well over 1500 LP. So you never know. That's a beautiful part of Detonator and the game theory. But if you do have a bag, we always suggest making your first shot your best shot because again, even at 800 LP for the largest depositor, you're essentially able to get into the contract at half price. So, and all the rest of us in Detonator, we should love the whales because, they're the ones that are going to help us make this contract sustainable and actually be able to ROI or realize the profits that we want to have in Detonator. So it's a great balance of whales and minnows and really anybody getting involved, no matter how much they contribute or how little or how much. It's fair either way. So, Bull, you want to talk about the lottery? I know we've had some record numbers on our lottery prize. We give away 1% of our pool to a random winner as well. We say lottery or giveaway. It's a lossless lottery. But yeah, Bull, you wanna elaborate on that? Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So the lottery, right? It's provided here by the Willy Wonka of DeFi, AJ. In case
Yeah.
anybody didn't know, AJ is the Willy Wonka. Um, we've been averaging anywhere from 8,500 tickets to 9,500 tickets in a day. But here's the special thing. Only one ticket wins. There is only one winner of that random lottery. So if you think you don't have a chance, the only time you don't have a chance is if you don't have a ticket. And yeah, sure, it's true. Somebody that has 50 tickets has a better chance. True, but there have been plenty of people. I think 12 by my recollection that have won with two, three, four, five, or six tickets. And so the important thing is that you look at how to play this because it's a game. It's not an annuity, and it's lossless. Is the good thing is that there is a multitude of different ways to try to play this. You could deposit 50 tickets a day. You could deposit one. You just have to spread it out to kind of decide what works best for kind of your budget financially and mentally, right? And I know I had a conversation with somebody yesterday about it, like how would I input, a certain amount of LP in, and that's another part of the secret sauce here at Detonator. It's the LP, the EMP ETH LP that is in the farm. So you could, if you were a person that had 100 LP, you might be the person that wants to snipe, but with 100 LP, you're probably not going to win. Just to be fair, just to be upfront about that. But I would spread that out over a few weeks and then try to get 50 tickets in the lottery every day to have a chance at that. But in the meantime, I would have that on the farm earning you eShare. But I do digress. So let me get back to the lottery. The lottery 1%, and right now that's $27,000. And so, like AJ said, It's true. The whale is going to win the top deposit prize, but anybody can win that lottery prize, so long as you've taken the opportunity to buy a ticket. And what does one ticket cost today? $5. $5 will get you 0.15 LP, which will get you one ticket in deposit. So the great thing about that is, you can have a cup of coffee today. You probably can't even buy a cup of coffee for $5, but a $5 LP entry here will get you a chance at $27,000 in LP. That is a 365 over time, and with the inevitable rise of ETH going up, it's going to be way more than that in the future. Is that good?
And Bull, the $5 per ticket, giving you that chance to win the 27,000. It's like going to the gas station, getting that ticket for $5. You scratch it off, you don't win, but instead they're going to give you $18.25 for that $5 ticket.
Yeah, over time. That's right. It's the ticket that keeps on giving. Yeah,
exactly. And just to relate that into real world, some of you know already, my son started off in the farms and magic, but he migrated over to the Detonator because he got up to about 50 LPs. And on the 13th, he put in 7.5, which gets you your 50 tickets. He did that over 5 days for a total of 37.5 LPs. And then from there, he stopped putting in money. He's got the rest over in Magic doing the auto compounding. But just doing that, putting in a 7.5 for the 5 days, I'm tracking everything on a spreadsheet, which I'll share later in Telegram. I just want to see how it grows over time. But as of today, he's up to 42.91. So in 20 days of putting in the initial first 5 days as deposits, he's up 14.5%. And that's with direct exposure to ETH. So even though I hear people talking about, oh, why is my daily burst going down, or how come it's not 1%? I think they just need to step back and see the big picture, because that 42.91 is giving him 156 LPs. When he got into this, when he put in that last 7.5, his dollar value, which we don't really look at, but I put it on the end, the max payout was giving him roughly $4,400 in the ETH price because it's been dropping. But even just compounding, because he's been compounding every day about 0.24 to get 2 tickets, plus a little extra. He started with 44.17 after that last deposit. He's now up to 52.12 on that max payout, so a little over $5,000. So that's an 18% increase in less than 20 days from when he put the money in. So that's like a light bulb moment, and you need to step back and see how powerful the Detonator is, because even with eShare price down, we're below PEG. The Detonator is like that thing that just doesn't give a shit about the market, because it's all about pool balance and what people put in and where your rank is. And right now he's at 0.01%. So he's not even in the top 800, and he's already made over 14% on his money in a little over 2 weeks. So it's going to be pretty amazing to see where this goes. And yeah, I mean, the fact that you're growing your Ethereum in a falling market and you're in control of the money is just amazing. And Bull, what you said earlier was super powerful. I think people should go back and listen to it. I'm definitely going to listen to it because there was a lot of good gems you dropped in there.
Amazing. Yes, Joe, and thanks for jumping on and clarifying that. Again, I know Joe and Machu and some of the other guys and gals in here that are really focused on the math can really articulate the power of Detonator. And I love what you said, Joe. I think that'll be the new tagline. Detonator doesn't give a shit. So that was awesome. All right, so we're under 1 minute, everybody. Get ready. Again, we'll do a 30-second warning here and a 10-second countdown. Remember to compound the very last moment here if you can to maximize your rewards. But even if you don't get that last minute compound, those rewards go back into the pool, which make Detonator even that much more sustainable. And again, we'll see if we get a big snipe here. 30 seconds remaining. Good luck, everybody. 111 LP is the current winner. We'll see if that holds up. Would have about a $25,000 windfall if they win today. So here we go. Good luck, everyone. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 180 came in. 0, 181. Let's see if that holds up. All right, let me go ahead and refresh.
There was a 185 1 second before all that.
All right, thanks. Well, so yeah, it looks like there was a 111, a 115, and maybe a 185. Or, yeah, does that sound about right? I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the chain.
Yep.
All right, so there you go. And with the rollover rewards as well, we are again at a near all-time high. I'm pretty sure it is an all-time high, within maybe 100 LP. But 83,283 LP in the new all-time high balance. Again, I think yesterday was about 100. So Detonator continues to grow, and we're going to see days that the pool balance may be a little bit less than the day before. But overall, again, the LPs just continue to build, and we say that now is the best time to accumulate while we're down. And look, there was another early snipe. That may have been a rollover of somebody trying to snipe from before the rollover. So right now, the current leader, as I'm speaking here, comes in at 122 LP. Again, that is the risk that you take if you wait too long to snipe, or your transactions are delayed. It will apply it to the next day, and that has nothing to do with the contract. It just has to do with the block processing time, and that's why we always suggest to up your gas if you're trying to go for a snipe, or leave plenty of time to get in early. And that's why another argument for making your first shot your best shot, to try to guarantee that you're going to win. So, but now we definitely are at a new all-time high, 100%. 83,398 LP, and about 3,358 total users in Detonator, which has been growing fairly well over the last few days. Again, I think earlier last week we had just broken 3,000, so the growth is looking exceptional. And yeah, another very, very productive day here at EMP. Bull, what do you think about Detonator? And we can take a few questions before we wrap it up. So go ahead.
Yeah, it's the friendly beast or monster that keeps on giving.
For sure, bro. Did we hit a new all-time high in tickets too, or was it a pretty good day? Yeah, pretty close, I'm sure.
I wasn't even paying attention. Let me see. Randy's on the case, 9,100 tickets. So another really good day. And, like I always say, the best time to take advantage of an opportunity is right now.
Yes.
It's not a call to invest money. It's a call to invest in yourself.
Absolutely. And again, never giving financial advice, but you heard the math from Joe again about 2 minutes ago before the rollover, and to get a 19 or 20% increase under ETH holdings while having exposure to ETH, and while the market has gone down, I mean, that is extremely powerful. And again, the numbers don't lie. So looking really good. Let me go ahead and pull up my questions. We'll answer a
DeFi
few
Proof
more.
had its hand raised.
Hey, there he is, DeFi Proof. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
What's up, brother? Hey, man, I teased it a little earlier in the AMA before you got here. I said I may or may not have gotten a little sneak peek at the new music video, bro. You killed it, man.
It's crazy, I'm telling you, but it's nothing crazier than this detonator right now. Just when I have it, it just slips away in the last second. It's crazy. Oh man, the detonator's addicting.
Yeah, bro, no doubt. Yes, Detonator is turning into a beast, and you said it best, bro. The Detonator, comparing to the Terminator, I loved it. So, yeah.
It's not just that. You guys, created a beautiful organic community, and it's led by people like you, which make it even better. It's been a bear market gem for all of us, and we're just gonna continue to grow little by little.
Amen, bro. Absolutely. And I know you've been around, you're an OG. You've seen these projects come and go. But, we've really done everything we can. We've taken the successes and failures from other projects to make Detonator that much more powerful. So, yeah, man, that really means a lot. And I thank you for your support on all fronts, bro. And, yeah, why don't you tease your YouTube channel? Because I think you maybe give a little sneak peek of the music video before we release it in 2 days. So if you guys
Yeah.
want the alpha, go ahead, bro. Yeah.
So, guys, it's gonna be on Defi Proof on YouTube. There's gonna be a video called EMP. It's gonna be going live everywhere. And actually, we're giving away some EMP and eShare to people who put their wallet addresses in the comments.
Let's go. Hell yeah, bro. I love it. So there you go, guys. Some alpha for you. For those that stuck around on the AMA today, you can see it first on DeFi Proof's channel, and then what we're gonna have it as our intro video moving forward on the AMAs after the 4th. So yeah. All right, bro. Well, again, thanks for everything, bro. I appreciate the support. And anything else you're gonna
Can
say
you
or
DM
mention?
me? Oh,
Yeah.
DeFi Proof, can you DM me your YouTube channel so I can pin it in the main channel?
Absolutely.
Perfect. All right. Awesome, guys. All right. There you have it. Bull, do we have any other last minute questions or comments from YouTube? I didn't look. Let me read it over while you're getting ready here.
There were a couple questions, but I think they've been answered in the channel here.
Okay. Yeah. I think everything I saw, I pretty much went over. If I did not get to your question, please feel free to DM that message to one of the admins or write it here on YouTube and we will get to it. Again, tomorrow is the 4th of July here in the States, so I have a commitment with my family. We're going to have a nice little barbecue and then we'll continue our daily AMAs the rest of this week. But yeah, everything else is looking good. I did see one comment earlier that I didn't really address when Joe was talking about Detonator and um, pool share or ranking. So I did see somebody say, even though I'm compounding, 100%, why does my ranking go down? And so the long story short of that is you want your ranking to go down in a weird way because that means that there is more volume entering the protocol. So I say it a lot about would you rather have $100 today or $10, forever? And obviously you would take the $10 forever. So unless you're depositing, 20 or 30 grand a day to keep up with all the snipers, and that multiple hundred LP snipers, then no matter how much you compound, your rank will go down over time. So, but it is a good thing because that means that there's actually funds entering the protocol and entering Detonator to be able to pay you and have you realize your gains. So, Bull, you want to elaborate on that? I know that's kind of a surface level
Yeah.
thing that people say, but when they think about it, they go, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." So yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it's real simple. I can tell you I deposit 7.5 LP every day, and I lose rank every day, and I'm happy about it. Why? Because I know that everybody above me is putting in, at least that or more to stay ranked ahead of me. So as I see myself depositing and I see, me losing rank, I'll just say it again. I'm happy to see that because I know that money is coming into the contract more so than even what I'm depositing or what I'm compounding. And that means that the pool is growing because people ahead of me, like in my scenario, are depositing at least more than 7.5. They're compounding more than 7.5 and versus claiming. And so we can see it with the pool growing. That the good thing about that is a pool growing and your rank, or decreasing over time. That just means that the thing's gonna, the contract is gonna be around longer, and that's what we want to see. If you were just say you were the compounding, right, and every day you saw yourself go up 10 ranks, 10 ranks, 10 ranks, maybe that should be a bit confusing to you and a bit alarming, because that would mean that everybody above you was claiming, 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 claiming. And ideally, AJ has always talked about it, the 5-2 or the 6-1 strategy for claiming and taking some of these rewards, either to put them back in your farm, or as profit. It's kind of a bad idea to take it as profit right now because LP is so cheap. But the point is that if you feel like you see yourself losing rank, it's really good. That just means somebody with a bigger bag showed up, and you should be happy for that, because if let's just say hypothetically you were a person that had 200 LP and you were ranked, I don't know, 400th. I'm not looking at the list, but if you slip down a few ranks, that would mean that somebody came in with that amount of LP ahead of you and just moved you down on the list and added that to the contract. And the great thing about that is like anybody has said, it's not just the largest depositor, that you get the instant rewards from. It's everybody that's depositing. That tax in is the same for everybody, regardless if they're depositing one LP or 1,000 LP. So we're all beneficiaries of people depositing. And just because you're losing rank, this is really the only time in the world. Maybe there's other things, but losing rank here, it's a good sign that the contract is growing.
For sure, absolutely, Bull. And again, I mean, the random lottery winner, with the amount of LP they're winning, that could definitely knock you down a rank every day if you're under, 800 LP. But you have to realize that because people cannot claim that LP immediately and dump it on all of our heads, again, that would be really detrimental to the protocol. They can only get a little bit of that LP over time, even if they win the largest sniper or the largest lottery or the random lottery. I mean, those economics alone make the contract so much more sustainable. So, yeah, and again, I mean, the reason we give the lottery is to encourage good behavior and good participants, and it's how the whole detonator contract sustains itself. So, and it goes the other way, like Bull said. I mean, there will come a point where we may see the pool balance start to go down, and then theoretically, that means more people are claiming, which gives you the opportunity to move up in rank if you're compounding. So, again, it's all in how you play the game, because it is a game. It's not an annuity, like Paul said earlier, but we've done everything in our power to make Detonator the most amazing ROI contract ever developed, and we're seeing the proof of that as we speak. I mean, we're going on 5 months, right, of Detonator, Bull? I'm not good with dates,
Yep.
man. But yeah, I
Yep.
mean, we've seen growth. We've seen absolute day after day growth for 5 months straight. I mean, again, much love to Drip. We love Drip. I mean, it's a year old, and I think that we can easily, match that, if not continue to perform right alongside with Drip. So, yeah, all right, awesome, man. Anything else, Bull? Any other real fast, loose ends. Again, we will not do the AMA tomorrow, so I can take about 1 or 2 more questions if we go a little bit late today. But I think we may have covered everything.
I did see Vince had his hand raised.
Oh, all right.
See.
Yeah, Vince. Is he still here? Go ahead, Vince.
Yeah, I'm still here. What's going
up,
on,
brother?
guys?
How are you, man?
Oh man, I'm just fired up, man. Bull got me. Like if I was on a football team, man, I'd be ready to go and knock somebody's head in.
Yes, bro.
After his rant, and Bull, man, that was some good shit, man. That that wasn't a rant, man. That was useful. I think people need to hear that more often, man. That's a good perspective and a way to look at crypto and DeFi and not just throwing your money into some project you don't know shit about and hoping for the best, as opposed to I think the analogy you used was getting in and getting your hands dirty. I never thought I'd be showing up to this thing every day, man. And I'm like, damn, I feel funny when I don't come to the AMA, and it's been a few months and it's just, hey man, I'm getting hooked. And I forget who was talking earlier about, I think they were talking about their sons, how his Detonator and everything's growing, and I'm just like, man, I'm getting addicted. And I'm just, every day I just like, hey man, it's just getting better and better, and the stronger we keep our community, man, and bring people in, educate them, and get them doing the right thing. And like you said, man, yeah, a year from now, I want to see people. I dare people to come back and tell you, like you said, oh yeah, Bull, you were wrong. I fear that the people I've tried to introduce this to, they're going to be like, damn, Vince, why didn't you push me harder to be a part of this? I'm like, hey, man, I tried. I gave you all the information. I invited you to come to AMAs, learn about this, go to the university, learn about it, go on YouTube, man, and I'll be like, hey, man, you can only lead people a horse to water. You can't make them drink. So I've done all I can do. And I'll still try to push people, but I think, man, if I could get some of these people to think
here's the way to do it, bro. You have to have a bunch of $100 bills in your back pocket, and you have to like bend over, and they have to fall out, and they're like, damn, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Man, well, but the thing is, when that happens, it's I won't say it'd be too late, but I'd be like, well, hell, when I was telling y'all 6 months, a year ago, hey, y'all need to really get on this while it's early. And then when the market comes back and, and everything is 4 times or 5 times the price that it is now, I'm like, people are like, God damn, so you got this, what it's called EMP, and it's paying you how much every day and into perpetuity, and damn, dude, why didn't you tell me about this? I'll be like, hey, I did tell you about this, but that I've gotten to a point, man. I have to be kind of, I got to do what I can for me. I try to introduce and help people close to me that I care about. I can't save everybody, but I still can over time try to nudge people, take a look at this. Maybe it wasn't the right time for you then. Maybe you're more receptive now. Take another look at this. Let me show you the numbers. Math don't lie. That's the thing that, and I'm like, hey man, let me just pull out this calculator and show you what it used to look like and what it looks like now, and kind of what's happening every day, every week, every month in the worst down market that I've seen since I've been in crypto. So if we're doing this now when the market looks like shit, then just can you imagine what it's going to look like when things come around? And that's what I get now. Oh man, you still holding on to that crypto stuff? Oh man, yeah. Well, I'm like, well, yeah. You won't be saying that when it comes back and Bitcoin is 6 figures and ETH is 5 figures, and but you got your naysayers and people. Oh, did you see that Terra Luna stuff and Celsius and all the other bad shit that's happening out there? I'm like, well, I don't care about that, man. All I know is this project is doing great in spite of all that. And I don't know, man. You just got me a little crunk, man.
I think I'm gonna have some whiskey and a cigar and enjoy the rest of my evening
Yeah,
on
man.
that.
Let me encourage you to go back a couple weeks and listen to Paper Chasin was talking about how all the gals in his family are in EMP and how their husbands are like, oh my God, the sky is falling. You got to sell. You got to sell. You got to get out. You got to get out. And the ladies got to slap their husbands and say, shut up. Like, you got to get your head on straight and just persevere. Right. And that's the point of having your hands in the dirt. If your hands are in the dirt, that means your face isn't in your computer screen looking at charts all day trying to figure out like how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? When you're busy building, you're not worried about like the other things of how poorly somebody else's house is built because you're building your house right now the right way.
Yep. Real talk, man. So anyway, man, that's that's all, man. I just felt the move. I chime in every now and then. I was like, God damn, bull, you just made me have to speak up, say something. God damn it.
Good to hear from you, man.
Awesome, Vince.
So, hey, man. So everybody, hope everybody has a good 4th of July for those of you here in the States who celebrate that, and and elsewhere if you do, and just enjoy your Sunday and have a good week. And catch y'all on Tuesday, right?
Yep, you got it, Vince. We'll be back at it this week, brother. So, yep, one day off, man. Well, they got lucky this week, man. 2 days off. But
I don't know how you do it, man. AJ, hey, man, I give y'all props. I'm like, hell, all I got to do is put my Bluetooth in, and I'm just, I'm moving around doing stuff, just listening,
sure,
cooking dinner or piddling, and I'm like, y'all got to come on here and talk and educate and answer questions and shoot down a little FUD sometimes. And most people don't bring that here, but sometimes in online I see it, and I'm just like, man, I give y'all big props, man. But that's part of why there's no other, there's nothing else like this, and that's the part where I'm like, damn, if you're hesitant, just come on here. Just come on here. I said, come on here about 3 or 4 days in a row and just listen and get a feel for what's going on here. And then after that, if you're still unsure, then I won't bother you anymore. But hey, anyway, man, I just get big props, man, for what y'all do, man. It's just want y'all to know doesn't go unnoticed, and I damn sure appreciate it.
Hell yeah, thanks, Vince. We appreciate you, bro, and that's what keeps me going. That and Bull, man, I couldn't do without Bull, my co-host with the most. We make a good team here. So yeah, and again, man, I mean, I knew that this was gonna be a commitment when I started. I think 99% of project founders have no idea the amount of effort and time and commitment it takes. And that's why 99% of other projects fail. And I knew getting involved with this along with the rest of the team, having Jake, our all-star developer, Marty, Lunas, Demi, Mike. I mean, we knew what a big commitment this was going to be. But it's the community, bro. That I don't want to speak for Bull, but I'm sure he has the same mindset here. Is that the community is what keeps us going. So absolutely, bro. All right, Bull. Any other last minute questions, comments?
Nah, I already took up my allotted time for rants, so I'm good.
Yeah.
But everybody have a safe 4th or weekend or good start to your week wherever you're at in the world.
Absolutely, yes. On that note, we'll wrap it up. Again, tomorrow we'll be off, but we'll be back this week with our daily AMAs and go from there. And hopefully we'll have even more alpha this week as well. PEG looking incredibly well. Detonator looking incredibly well. And again, just making the best of this uncertain time financially in the market. But if you're at EMP, you're winning, and that's all that matters. So, all right, everyone. Much love to all of you. again, have a beer for me or a hot dog or hamburger tomorrow if you're celebrating here in the U.S. To everybody else around the world, again, celebrate your own way as well. Your freedom or your financial freedom here at EMP that we embody that. So and crypto as a whole. So all right, good night, good day. We'll see you tomorrow.